So much for returning. Today I'm going to talk about focus and the importance of it and how basically it gets hijacked. So everything that is put out into the world is kind of put there to distract us. Your focus is the most important thing that you have, and many things can affect this. So first I want to cover actually where I got my name from, the name of my channel. So today's a very unseasonably warm day. It's actually really nice out. I did not expect this because yesterday morning it was absolutely freezing. So I'm really enjoying this right now. It was in October, and I don't know if it was the end of October, but I went outside, and it was like I went outside in the evening, and it was really, really nice out. So I decided like it would be silly to not go for a walk because it was just so like the weather was just so like nice. And I think I'd already been tossing around a couple of names, and that was one of the hindrances of starting the channel because I knew I wanted to make a different name for the channel. So obviously Erica is, it's my name, Erica, without the E. And then Rose is a very special name to me. It was actually going to be my middle name. So my mom was actually going to name, like that was going to be my middle name. And she had changed her mind. So that is not my middle name, but I always thought that was interesting and kind of cool to make people look like I have two middle names. Because I always like refer back to that. I just think about that. That's like a different energy to that name. So that's where that part of it came from. So kind of trying to figure out what to do with my first name, like move things around a little bit. Like maybe rearrange the letters and like make a different kind of name. And then ultimately I decided to just eliminate the E and do it that way. And the star, I don't know, maybe just because of the content that I share and maybe because of the night that I went walking and decided to put all of it together. That's kind of how it just all came together when I went on the walk that night. So that's how I came up with it. I just want to kind of briefly cover that. But I really want to talk about your focus, and basically when it comes to manifesting and the idea of manifesting, the reason I think I'm drawn to that information so much is because to me all it means really is reclaiming ownership over your focus. So there's so many things that kind of try to take ownership over our focus all day, every single day. And this can get really in depth, and we could talk about growing up with different things that can happen to kind of cloud your sense of things. I'll just stick with the kind of day-to-day stuff, whether it's currently social media. I mean, I'm from a time where that wasn't always a thing, so there's definitely other things besides social media that has absolutely affected this. So I just feel like there's so many things out there that are trying to basically get a piece of your focus, and they successfully do so. And again, it's really nice out, and I really don't think I need this coat, but I'm just going to leave it on for now. And I'll see how it goes, because right now I don't really have a place to put it anyway. I mean, I could hang it on that branch right there, but I don't do that. it's amazing how nice it is. I actually just want to take a moment to say how grateful I am for how awesome this weather is. This is pretty cool. It's sunny out. So anyway, getting back to focus, which, you know, mine does tend to get derailed. And again, I will be making a 30-day challenge on not consuming any caffeine. I will talk about my results on my channel. I might do a day-to-day thing. We'll see how it goes. And also I'll see when that happens. But it is a goal of mine. It is a plan. Because if there's something that does derail my focus a lot, it is definitely caffeine. And certain kinds of foods, which I definitely want to get into also. That is a really big topic. Really hoping that this mic stays connected, but if not, I'll just have to adjust the audio in the post-production aspect of this video. Yeah, I'm a little scattered today, so speaking of focus, it's pretty funny that I would pick that topic, but so everything kind of wants a piece of your focus and put other things into your consciousness. And I'm not trying to make this like this video about like they're trying to do things. It's not about that. I'm not going to focus on that. Yes, there are people trying to do things like that, but that's not my focus here. My focus is to try to reclaim your focus. And when I talk about manifesting or aligning, I like the word aligning. I like alignment. I say that to emphasize that really like the different techniques of manifesting, you know, like visualization, the 16-second technique, and other techniques. That is really, in my opinion, the way that I see it, is that is a way of reclaiming your focus. These are just modalities to reclaim your focus and manifest intentionally versus on autopilot, unintentionally, just because we're manifesting all day, every day. Like, no, whether you're aware of it or not, you're aligning with different situations and circumstances and people and things. And that's either happening intentionally or it's happening unintentionally. So when I talk about manifesting, to me, this is just really a way of getting your focus, reclaiming your focus so that you could be intentional about the things that you are manifesting, that you are aligning with. And there's different ways to do that. And one of them, like I said in the last video, was the 16-second technique, which you would work up to 32 and then ultimately 64, if it is in fact 16, because I still didn't even look it up to see if it was 16 or 17, but ultimately the goal is to get up to 64, which is over a minute, obviously, and that is really, really powerful. It's really, really powerful for that to be done uninterrupted with the split energy, the doubts that could pop up. So the idea is to get to that state, put yourself in a state, and getting yourself in a state that is like the way to do it. There's a way to try to attempt to get yourself into that state. And obviously, meditation is a really good one. I mean, that could be tricky for people at times, especially if you're, you know, consuming caffeine or other things that, you know, if you're going through stress, sometimes it can be hard to let go of problems, issues. So it's really interesting because today I even realized, this morning, I actually realized that I was focused on something. I was focused on an issue per se. I should say it's an issue. I have a couple of kind of issues that are like swimming around in my consciousness right now. And as much as I know, talk about it, think about it, watch videos about it, read about it, I still can have a difficult time letting go of the problem. So that's another thing with this focus that I think is really powerful. Again, there's like so many, this could go so deep, and I will do that. This is The channel is in a very developmental stage right now. The gestational phases, as Esther Abraham Hicks would put it. I really hope this mic is still working because I have a feeling it's not. But again, I'm just going to have to roll with it and fix it in post. But let me just make sure that we're still recording too. So today I do like my tea time meditation, which is kind of funny because it's like I'm drinking a caffeinated beverage while attempting to meditate. And my mind will definitely kind of veer off course. And then I, remind myself, that I'm breathing, just focus on breathing. But I definitely had some problems, like the things that I have going on that I would consider sort of like, I guess you could consider them like a problem. Well, yeah, definitely. There's one that's definitely a problem. And then the other one is just something that I'm kind of figuring out. But in the figuring out of things and the over focusing on those things, I am not in the frequency, I'm not in the energetic state to where the solution or the answers are for those things. And it was funny because like while I was meditating, I was realizing that I'm completely I'm trying to meditate, and then I realized I'm trying to meditate, and then in the midst of that, I have these problems that are coming up. And in that happening, I realized that the whole idea of meditating is to stop the momentum of the focus of these things, of problems in general, is to stop the momentum of those things so that I could be in alignment with the solution. Or I could at least be in alignment. At least even I would recommend forgetting, get to a point where you just don't even, you want to just break the momentum for the sake of even just having a good day altogether. Just forget about the problem for the sake of forgetting about the problem. Not even trying to solve it or align with answers. Because even when you're doing that, if that's in the back of your mind, it's almost like you're still there's the split energy of you're trying to perform calculations, analytics, you're trying to analyze things still, some certain points. So you're not fully letting go of it. But if you let go of it just for the sake of letting go of it, just to give yourself a mental, emotional break, that's when you're actually in alignment with the answer anyway. But I just thought that was really funny this morning because I was really trying to do that, and I was really trying to meditate, and I realized that I had these things that were popping up in my mind that really have my attention lately. And the whole point of sitting to do the meditation was to, at least if nothing more, to just put me in a state where I am not focused on solving anything. So, that's another modality that for reclaiming your focus. And I'm in a location right now where there is activity, so it is difficult to stay on point, stay on task with what I'm talking about. So I don't think this is where I arrived with why I am such a follower of this information, because I just feel that it's not a way of trying to get anything that isn't for you. It's a way of basically reclaiming your focus, and then you will realize what is for you. It's like an automatic result of doing that. Like sometimes we think that we want things, and a lot of these things are really influenced. They're outside influenced. And when you put yourself into a state where you're reclaiming your focus, I'm probably going to finish this in the car, to be honest with you, because there's like no cars, and now there's like tons of cars, and there's lots of people, which is fine. Like I said in the last video, I don't really want to make that matter. The whole point is to not make that matter, but I'm having a hard time staying focused. On my topic of focusing and reclaiming your focus, which is a topic that I really want to dig deep into. But when it comes to manifesting, I know there's a lot of talk about, it's not about like you shouldn't be trying to get something from out there and bring it here. That's why I love the word alignment, because I love the idea of you're aligning with things that from a higher place, from a higher state. So let's just drop for a second the idea of trying to align with something specific or trying to get something specific. I just want to focus on the idea of aligning with higher things in general. They will be good regardless. When you learn to reclaim your focus and focus not by default, or attract, align not by default, but through intentional focus. So if you think about all the things that have your focus, and you're scrolling on social media, and I mean, not only are you seeing hundreds of people's opinions and posts, and you're also seeing like advertisements, targeted ads, and you might have gone on there with the intention of even just like, hey, maybe you don't have someone's number, or maybe you just want to touch base with somebody, or maybe you just want to post something funny, and you get on there, and before you know it, all these other things have infiltrated your focus. And it wasn't your intention initially to do that, but it happened so easily. And these things are very much designed to do that. So again, this isn't a video where they're trying to do things to us, blah, blah, blah. This is a video of just basically, okay, let's scrap all that. Who cares what they're trying to do? Reclaim your focus. And how do you do that? You do it through different modalities, meditating. There's another thing I'm going to get into, which is EFT, emotional freedom technique, but that'll be in a later video. Another thing is the 16-second technique. So, and there's so many other things. You can listen to music, which is amazing for me. I mean, I'm obsessed with music. I find it, if you just sit and think about something with intention, with something like enjoyable music that's enjoyable to you, that's actually enjoyable to you, that you're not listening to it for some other reason, but music that you find enjoyable, that is very powerful. That's a very powerful way to focus specifically, intentionally on things and put yourself in a high state. So basically the ultimate goal is really to just put yourself in a high state. These are all just ways of putting yourself in a higher state, because that is really the ultimate goal anyway, regardless of anything else. You will automatically align with good things when you focus on increasing your state, your frequency. And these different ways of focusing intentionally are just ways of doing that. But music, meditation, definitely the 16-second technique. Other things. I mean, obviously going for a walk, exercising. I'm very big into fitness, as I mentioned like early when I launched my channel. Even though I'm just standing here doing a video right now, I'm very into fitness. So that's something that definitely starts my day off in a good way. Another really important thing I want to talk about is food. Things that you consume. That's a really important one that I'm going to dig probably a lot deeper into at some point. Because I don't think we realize, there's times that I notice, like, and that affects your focus. So there's certain things, like, just like if you don't get enough sleep and you're tired, and that puts kind of a dark cloud over your day, and it'll affect kind of the whole trajectory of your day will be affected by not getting enough sleep. That same thing will happen if you eat the wrong food. I don't like to make food like good or bad or anything. But you know for yourself what makes you feel better and what doesn't. So I found that to be really interesting. I think that's something that we don't really give enough attention to sometimes. Like, obviously, you might, generally speaking, know that you feel better when you eat better and feel not so good when you don't eat as good. I've just noticed very specifically, I've become more sensitive to, if I could eat too much sugar too many days in a row, I start feeling kind of like, I definitely lose my focus. I can't focus as well. And I don't want to say it causes it causes me to feel more down. That's really interesting because when we think of sugar, we kind of think it like gives us like this false energy or whatever, and it kind of does a little bit, but it's false. So when you crash from that, I think that's where like kind of the down feeling comes from. But the reason this is so important is because that's another thing that's going to affect your focus. It's going to affect the things that you're aligning with, the decisions that you're making. If you decide to go on social media, or you have an intention with going on social media and then you start scrolling, and this is just kind of like, you'll see like the things that you see will be in resonance with how you're feeling based on what you ate. It sounds very weird. Like, it sounds like there's completely no connection whatsoever to something that you ate and scrolling on social media, or something else that you're deciding to do or look at, anywhere online or anywhere in general, or decisions that you're making. Your state is affected very much by the things that you eat or how much you eat. If you eat too much and now you feel tired, just like if you didn't get enough sleep, it will affect the things that show up, because it's going to affect your energy field and your energy levels. So it's all just interesting because these things seem like they're all unrelated, and it's obvious too in terms of the more third dimensional way of looking at it. Like, obviously it's good to exercise, obviously it's good to eat the right food, obviously it's good to not overeat. Those are obvious for the physicality nature of things, to look good and feel good, in the very general sense. But when we're talking about, we're digging much deeper into what shows up into your reality. What shows up in your reality can and will very much be impacted by what you eat and whether or not you're moving your body. So, but I do really want to dig deep onto the food thing. And again, this isn't, we're in the, doesn't seem like it because it's really nice out. I mean, this is like very unseasonably, really awesomely, this is just an awesome, nice day. But we're in the midst of the holidays, Christmas time. I do also want to touch upon, but so it can be difficult to eat super healthy during this time, maybe. Again, that's like something I've found myself convincing myself of, that it's just like, well, I'll give in to the holiday kind of thing. But I mean, I don't have to do that. I definitely don't have to do that. But I'm not here to take any of that away from anybody else. I'm just suggesting that you can balance that a lot better. So don't make it like, Monday through Friday, and that's what you do. There's certainly a nice, healthy way to balance it. But getting back to the focus, it's just really interesting. It's very interesting when I've considered eating certain things and then just the state of being that I'm in, the thoughts that I have, like the quality of thoughts that I have, and like how was I before I ate that? It's cookies or something. Like, how did I feel before I ate the cookies? A lot of times I remember feeling pretty good, like a clear channel. And then, maybe I ate the cookies and now I feel like heavier and like heavier in my energy and just like in a downer kind of mood. So I don't know, it's just something to maybe explore, like do a little like test on yourself and see like if you notice anything like with different things that you eat, and even like record your progress. It's just very fascinating to me, or like write it down. But I just feel like I'm really big into manifestation because I just really believe in, it's really important for me to reclaim my focus. I do not want to align with anything from an autopilot state. I want to align with things intentionally. Intentions are very important. I love setting intentions for the new year, which I'll be doing. I think it's also very important to review things that you've achieved, accomplished. All right, well, I had to stop recording. Sunlight is like in my face in a really funny way. All right, I don't know how to get this right. I have to really perfect my whole situation here so I could. There was a lot of people walking around today, like all over the place, like in front of me, like just all over the place. I don't know who's in the video, but people I'm probably going to get like people that are like used to seeing me here and they're just going to like be in my video and that's totally fine. But, here, let me show you this. This is like what I live for. Hold on. I don't know if I'm capturing this, like, but we have an unseasonably gorgeous day in December here. And, so the inspiration for my name, it was an unseasonably warm night, and I was outside. I went outside at night and I decided I cannot waste like this like nice night, like not going for a walk. So I went for a really long walk. I feel like I was already kicking around these different names, like trying to put them together. I wanted to do something with my first name, like rearrange the letters or something. Ultimately, I ended up just eliminating the E for the name of the channel. I like my name. My name is Erica. But for the sake of the channel, but I wanted to name my channel something else to give it like a whole new energy. So that's why I came up with another name for my channel. And that was another like block. That was like another block to trying to launch the channel, was coming up with a name. So, but I really want to talk more about the focus, because so many things have our focus. It's like we give our focus away too. So I don't want to make this like a disempowering thing, like people are trying to control us, and they are, but we can reclaim our focus. There are ways to reclaim your focus. And to me, manifestation is really a way of intentionally aligning with things, intentionally creating things in your life, focusing on the things that you want to see. So if you have a goal and you're setting goals, you want to intentionally focus on your goals and take steps to go for your goals, achieve your goals, and take back into the Atomic Habits book, set little intentions of create small habits that lead to the bigger goal. Well, when we have our focus hijacked by all these outside things, it's hard to even figure out what you want, like what your intentions even are, or what you would want them to be outside of this like hijacking, outside of this, So that's why it's really important to me. That's why I'm so interested in law of attraction content. There's so much more. there's so much more digging and deeper to that. Everybody's going to find their own way of digging deeper to get to a place where you can really manage your focus. So if you're not in a place right now where it's like easy to just take, a negative focus and focus on things that you want, it's because other things and people have your focus. Anyway, this is Ricka Star Rose. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Thank you so much for coming back. See you soon.